Here we go. Okay, give our author's name in Tibetan, Sanskrit, and English, and 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 tell us how he describes his autobiography. Okay. Oh, that sounds like me.
I know.
Well, we're not.
He's the God of wisdom.
Yeah.
There's no greater quiet in the world than after a homework question.
Yeah, that's true.
Geshe Yeshe Wangchuk.
Great.
It's Znanashvara.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, right. Jnaneshvara, if you will. Yeah, right.
Znaneshvara. And he calls
I think
himself.
it's spelled like that. Okay, the boss agrees. What does he say about his autobiography?
He refers to himself as extremely lazy.
That's true.
And he says this is a story of.
Am I the only one frozen?
Yeah, I think you were. Back.
This is a story of my. Oh, I can't remember now.
He's gonna hang out his dirty laundry.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That people talk about.
Dig up
Yes.
the ants nest.
Yes.
Among friends.
Yeah, right. Right, was like a discussion amongst friends in which you Geshe said, right, Tsangpu means like to dig up an anthill to reveal your heart, to reveal a mess. In this case, Rang, you're the mess.
By the way, that song is related to Datsang. Okay. Yeah.
That's cute because the monastery is like a little anthill of monks.
Yeah, it's like a hive or something. Yeah.
That's neat. That's kind of cool. It has that feel. Yeah, what text does Bhutan Rinpoche use to corroborate details on the meeting between Lord Manjushri and Master Dignaga? Traditionally, this sort of a question would have all questions traditionally have question marks. Oh, yeah, and then what's the name of that text? And the author, Sanskrit, Tibetan, and English accepted. It's a tough question, but we didn't cover that much. But it's all right. I'm asking it anyway.
Is it the 8th Yungten?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm not sure what you mean, but I'm confident that it's wrong. Let's see, hints. He is named after the final stage of the path of preparation, this author.
Lopen Chichok.
Yeah, cool. In English and Sanskrit?
Dharmotara.
Yeah.
Acharya Dharmotara. Master, highest thing.
Right, which is probably Dharma and Uttara, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah, what's the book called? That's relatively easier. You have to. Yeah, say again. Cool. Yeah, which is what in English?
An explanation of that book.
Yeah, the doing something having to do with accurate perception.
Accurate perception. Yeah. Right. Sorry, that's the thing.
Doing what having to do with accurate perception? Namnge. We said ascertaining, understanding, ascertaining, accurate perception. I just went and grabbed anyone Sanskrit? That's hard. I just know because I had to look it up and because the boss made me do a bibliography entry. This is going to be an issue, however, but we're going to talk about it in a moment. So ostensibly, all right, I'm calling it the Tika here, but we're going to have a thing about it. Yeah, all right. What apparent point of clarification does Master Jnana Shri offer upon the length of time that Manjushri volunteers to act as spiritual guide to Master Dignaga? By the way, where is Master Jnana Shri from? And what's the Tibetan name for that place? That part's easy. Actually, this whole question's sort of easy. You can do this. You can wait until Utpala responds, but someone out there could also do it.
Well, the first thing he says is going to stick around until he sees emptiness directly, but then the clarification is he's going to stick around until, as his spiritual friend, until he reached total enlightenment.
Yeah, great.
For the first level of the Bodhisattva levels.
Yeah, though he just said "saw" in the text, and so I
I see.
Clarification here because I wasn't sure whether he was correcting or clarifying because it seemed to me, and it's another thing to bug the boss about, that it was that the original text was ambiguous and not. He just said "saw," and I don't know, right? "Sato," right, which just seems like an unclear level to be achieved.
Usually sato, when it's used like that, does mean first sa. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Until you sato, yeah.
Huh. Okay. Where's Master Jnana Shri from?
Tushita.
Nope. He's ostensibly from somewhere on Earth.
Kache.
Yeah, Kache, which is what?
Kashmir.
Yeah, Kashmir. Right, sure. Like the Led Zeppelin song. Okay, now all right, that's the homework. And now I get myself into more trouble, which is which one? It's this one. Oh, this is going to be such a mess. All right, boss. And I am also going to need this. So let me see if I can navigate because I've got faces all over here. I have to show you my translation. But also you wanted bibliography entries, and also these are relevant. So here, maybe we'll do translation first. And you asked me for bibliography entries, and it's convenient because no telling. No, you don't know that guy?
No.
Yeah.
Manjushri. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Where the heck am I? Oh yeah. Whoa. Am I? Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Here. Thank you. Here.
Let me check. Yeah. I personally, I wouldn't translate Mutek as Hindu. I like to say other traditions or something like that, you know? It could possibly include Jains, I don't know. It is the guys who go out in the Ganga with their little stool, right?
Yeah, and we called them their own, it doesn't matter. It's, it was a different book. People will know that I was.
I would say other traditions or something like that. Okay. Just also so we don't insult, certain. Okay.
Okay. They do seem to mean that, but we're gonna soften it for them for modern times, even though Geshe Wangchuk seem to mean that. And then that'll apply up above when we had the Mutek masters wwho were alarmed by omens and okay.
Yeah. Now let's see what it does. But I do like the English, which is unusual. Okay. De Loma Open Wangchuk De. And I love your treatment of the pronunciation of the Sanskrit. You did not mix it with any transcription of the Sanskrit, and God bless you for that. And I don't know There are very, very few scholars who can do that. Okay. And it's a sad thing. It proves that they're not logical. Anyway, standard mission. Yeah. Wangchuk day, Likanela Kebashimbe. Okay, great, great. The only tiny thing is he didn't say Rikne Chembo.
He did not. I know.
Yeah.
And he also didn't say 5. So I wasn't sure how to.
Yeah. So I would say the classical topics of knowledge or something like that. You see?
Okay.
And because there's also 5 minor ones. So he doesn't say which one. Yeah.
I could say the classical sciences or the classical. Yeah.
That's fine. Classical sciences. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
Because
cool.
there are great ones and lesser ones, and sometimes it could be either. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah, so
important.
can I ask a question about the second sentence of the first stanza there?
Yeah. And by the way, I just want to say one thing. I'm extremely picky about what gets out of the mixed nuts into press, into printing. I'm extremely, I hold a very extreme gate there. You know, I want everything to be perfect when it gets into a book. So, and this qualifies. You qualify. These 2 sentences qualify. And I'm not going to be shy about it or anything. If it's not good, I'm not going to release it. If it's not perfect, I'm not going to release it. And it's perfect. Yay.
Well, I have
Okay,
the next
question.
one.
So,
Yeah.
so that passive sentence is okay?
Which one?
Or is it that Master Dignaga subdued the masters of other traditions?
It is, as you say, it would have been better rendered as yeah, this tool is very active form of what?
Tame.
Ndulwa.
Ooh.
Tame. Right?
Okay, it's the same word as Vinaya. Okay, so it is an active verb.
Oh,
So it should be
he did it.
he subdued the masters of other traditions and then spread the teachings far
我
and
不
wide.
能
Okay.
好的好我
Okay.
等会儿
Okay. All right. Yeah, right. I'll deal with this. Okay, and then you gave me another piece, and I'll come back and deal with this.
Okay.
And this one was,
Oh wow. Yeah, this is exciting because we this is
yeah,
the first time we hear about Dharmakirti, which is who we're supposed to be writing about. And we see the direct connection between Dignaga and Dharmakirti, right? With the indirect connection. Okay.
I Hindued it up here again. You know, I can.
Okay. What's Galwang?
Yeah, right. I mean,
It's a Galway Wangbo.
okay, yeah. I mean, a powerful victor, powerful king.
The Lord of the victors.
Okay.
And it's normally reserved for Buddhas. Victors being Buddhas, you see. So
Yeah.
yeah, Lord of the victors, yeah. But the crown jewel is correct. Yeah.
So okay.
So it's in a positive. Yeah. He became the Lord of all victors, comma, the crowning jewel of the South. Yeah. Of Southern India. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. He was born many times executed. Chindunada. By the way, just so you know, usually a DU after chung is a mistake. Like 80% of the time. Okay. I think you could get away with do here, but it's something you should check in the carving. Okay.
Okay.
And look carefully. You have to look carefully at the vertical stroke on the side of the nga, as opposed to how that carver does the vertical stroke on the side of a da, because you cannot tell from the diagonal line at the bottom. So you get a clue from how he draws how he carves the side of the letter, okay? So I'd say 85% of the time, the DU is a mistake, and it's supposed to be NGU, okay? You'll have to look at the carving,
I
yeah.
will.
But this is possible. This is possible. Do means when he was a little squirt like Ezra with his tooth falling out. Okay. Yeah, from an early age is good. Nice. Okay. Shamba Mutek. Kitamba. His mother's brother was a Hindu teacher. Shunimanana. I don't know the Sanskrit, but I assume it's Kumar is young. Yeah.
We actually had maybe even this guy in Siddhanta when we went over the Shaivites or the Vaishnavites, I forget which.
Okay, good.
And he's also, you find him on the Wikipedias and such. He seems to have been a famous Hindu teacher, by the way, around 700 AD.
Okay, good. Mutek.
Maybe it's that guy, which is kind of interesting if his uncle was a famous Hindu teacher.
Yeah, I would, if it was me, I think Ngendume. No, it's good. I like it. It's well translated. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, that's
Okay.
right. Okay.
That's extremely unusual. And I go slow and I really, really tear things apart, as you may know. So
yeah,
looks good.
So you asked me for these bibliography entries, and I'll tell you, I've got so much worse to offer than that, which is that we did in the very little that we did, right? Instead I have 39 bibliography entries and it includes those because this is what I got stuck with in the break.
Okay.
And these are not new, but there were a few problems that came up, and it just so happened that one of the ones that was a problem was this pair by Dharmottara. And so I'm sorry, I'm trying my best to balance these things and display these things. But yeah, so we had in our text, Dharmottara wrote, the proof of future lives. Okay, so here we go from our text. Okay, that he wrote the proof of future lives, and also both the greater and lesser versions of the Tenden. Okay.
Yeah.
The great, the correct commentary, as it were, to ascertaining accurate perception. I found what seemed to be two commentaries to ascertaining. It's not obvious. Now, one of them, and the one that you just quoted here, was not called Tenden. Okay. The one that we just quoted here, even though, which is uncomfortable, and I'm sorry, here that was Dharmottara offered us our clarification here. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, it was Jnanashri who offered clarification. Here we go. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, he called it the Tika here. Right. Chuchok's Tika. All right. But the and then you went to find the quotation, here, right?
Right.
And that is called a tika in the Sanskrit, at least that we wrote, but it wasn't called a tika in the Tibetan. It was just called a drelshe, right? Which is what.
Interchangeable.
Well, you would think, but he wrote these two. You see, now the only other the other commentary that we have by Dharmatara in that in that area, in that section, unfortunately has this this miserable name. Yeah. Okay. However, all right.
Wow.
I found a scan of a printed book, right? That right, the Pedurma from the right version that BDRC has of the Tengyur, right? That seems to call that the Tenden.
I would search it in Gopher and go to the end of it, where you sometimes get a better title.
Okay. And all right. So look for okay, cool. I can go. Should I do that and report back? Should we check real quick?
Yeah,
I
do
can
that
pull
and
up the
report
text.
back.
Okay.
And you can even when you hit. Let me show you something, okay?
Yeah.
It's 4227, right?
It is 4227.
Okay, can I have the screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna go here.
Okay, you take the screen, boss.
Okay, got the screen, and let's just use any old Finder window, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna search for 42. Well, I'll tell you how I would do this. Sorry, we're gonna do it a different way.
Okay.
Oops. Yeah. Let's go Gopher. Joel, are you watching?
I am, yeah.
I know. Good for you. This is how it's gonna be. I can't predict when I'm gonna be doing this. So you're gonna have to watch all these classes.
Yeah.
All right. So Ben, I would how do you do this? I can't get to my I can't get to I can't get to the bottom of my Gopher screen.
Can you grab?
I shrunk it.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to add a search field. Okay.
Yeah.
So Joel, this is something we got to be able to do. Add a search field quickly. I'm going to go to the Tengyur. Okay. And I'm going to go to Sema, which is here, category 11. And then I'm going to search for 4227. It shows up on the right screen, on the far right. You see what I mean?
We don't see what you're seeing, Geshe. We only see the Gopher window.
You should see
No.
on the very right of the Gopher window, do you see some numbers in light gray over here?
If you
Okay.
stop sharing, if you stop sharing and then share your whole desktop, we'll be able to see everything that
Yeah.
Let me try again. Share the whole desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Desktop 1. It should be your first option in the upper left-hand corner.
Oh, really? Okay. Does that work?
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Okay, so I have gone to the Pramana category of the Tengyur.
Yeah.
I don't have to search for 4227. I just scroll down until I see it in the right-hand column, you see?
Yeah. Right.
And then I say open down here on the bottom right.
Yeah.
And that creates a new search field at the bottom here. and it pre-checks it. Okay, I don't know why that's checked. It pre-checks it. Okay, and now we want to look up tenden. You see?
You
Oops.
unchecked the one that you wanted and left checked the one that you didn't want, I believe.
You're right. And we have done those things which we ought not to have done, and there is no. Okay, so tenden, right?
Yeah.
Now, technically, it's going to search 2 books because
Right.
there's 2 books in that category. But let's see what happens. Hey, there you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
There's a better title
Yeah.
book at the end of the book. You see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool. Right. Yeah.
Here's the commentary, the Tika on number Vinish Chaya called Teden. Okay. Yay.
Yes.
So what you just learned is that the creators of the Tohoku catalog weren't perfect,
Right.
but they were damn good. They were 99.9% perfect. So, okay.
Do you want to look at my bibliography entry?
Yeah, now I'm going to give you the screen back. But Joel, that's the kind of thing we want to be able to do. And I suspect we won't be able to do it unless Joel, I suggest we create a advanced search that looks like Gopher and leave the one you did for the
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the one that
You're
you
right.
did is much more appropriate for academics because they don't really have the sophistication that these guys do. Seriously. And so a more visually pleasant, easier to use search tool is what should show on the ALL database in the front. And then there should be a small button that says mixed nuts push here. And it should go to a real Gopher screen. Okay, all right. Which doubles Joel's work. Yay.
So, and I'll show you more anyway. So more issues along that. Okay, so now there's the question that then comes up. All right, and here are these 2 entries, and this is also why I felt uncomfortable about it. I'm sorry, Bhutan Rinpoche calling it the Tika because now it's the other one. The other one is called the Tika even in Tibetan, and we just found Tika even where you were looking.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, I agree. You should always use what the text itself says at the end. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. But you see here, Bhutan Rinpoche said the Namge Kitika, right?
Yeah, but since he calls the Tika Chichok, you see, he actually calls the Tika Chichok. It's a nickname.
They're both by Chuchok.
No, he's calling the book Chuchok.
Yeah. Right.
So it's a nickname. So you would not use that in your bibliography entry. Yeah.
Well, except that so what we had earlier on was there, Geshe Yeshe Wangchuk said Dharmatara wrote the greater and lesser versions of the Tenden, right?
Oh, that's a different problem.
I had to go looking for those with this other problem. I found the greater and lesser commentaries of the Tenden, which were commentaries to ascertaining accurate perception. Right. So, okay. And these do seem to be 2 of those. So what made me uncomfortable also about that is that of these 2, we found this quotation by Bhutan Rinpoche, okay, in the one that is not called the Tika by Dharmatara's translator, at least. Okay. But the other one is.
Yeah, no, don't get hung up on that. Tika is a general term.
Okay.
It just means a commentary. Yeah, so oftentimes what you're saying is that one was called Tika, one wasn't called Tika. Bhutan mentioned a Tika. He must be talking about the one that has Tika in its title, Makyap.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So then, the Sanskrit someone, whoever in the and this is what 422, yeah, 4227, right?
Which is the one we just looked at. Yeah.
Right, which was right. Look, someone, and I hope maybe it was you, took a pretty right, used this big title, right, and tried to make the Sanskrit out of that.
Oh yeah, I did not do that, and
Oh.
I'm not done with the tenure yet. Yeah.
Okay, and then Lokesh Chandra also tried to, I think he maybe, I guess, must have been working from the Tohoku, because he also grabbed this big mess.
Yeah. So it's a rare mistake by Lokesh Chandra, I would say.
And he didn't try to translate it either. So I couldn't verify a definite. I could piece it together, right? But I couldn't verify a definite Sanskrit for the bibliography entry for the Tenden.
Oh, good. Question for you.
Yeah.
Was there an ornamental Sanskrit title at the front of the Tibetan?
No.
Okay, good. In that case, what the rule is in our system, in our mixed nut system, is that you create a Sanskrit title and you put an asterisk next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means this is what we think the Sanskrit might have been, but we could be wrong.
Okay. And then these two, and right, and then it raised a question about this, and now I have to find, gosh, and I have to do this blind also.
I love that you're asking me these questions, because if you ask me these questions, you guys can do proper bibliography entries. And I have to say, it's a trademark of the mixed nuts that we take the time to do it right. And that's just what we do. If it takes 3 hours, 4 hours, we don't care. We do it right. Okay.
Yeah. So here's this problem. Okay. Right. The greater and lesser versions, ostensibly, okay, of the correct commentary to ascertaining accurate perception. Is that what these are? Right. Because only one of them is called the Tenden, and they're not that different by size, as you see a little bit. You know, like it's not like, oh, obviously one of them's really small and obviously one of them's really big, or
so one is 172 folios,
yeah.
And one, the bigger one's almost twice as long.
Okay. So maybe that's the greater Tenden.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say in the footnote. I don't want to, you know, I don't know if I can be confident enough to say that 4229 is necessarily the greater Tenden, because that one isn't called Tenden.
Are you sure?
Well, that's true. We didn't look in it, is your point.
Hang on,
right?
let me go back to my gopher, because I could just hit it again.
Well,
no. Yeah, there's only one called. No, let me see.
No, you didn't look in that folder, so we could even just look here, right? We could just
do it right away here. Let me see. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just checking.
No, but I just checked it also by directly looking in the text file, and Tenden doesn't come up at least.
No, it doesn't come up at all. Yeah. By the way, just a suggestion, you should search for Teb by itself in that 4229. There's only 182 of them.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I'm scrolling down to the last one.
Oh, smart. Okay.
See if he said Tepa Dangdemba or something like that. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not.
I mean, it's a long shot, but this is the kind of thing I spend my days on.
Right, of course.
And I'm sticky about it, because I believe that once we create one entry, it'll be correct. And we can, and everybody can use it later on. Yeah, the second one is never called Tenden.
Right.
In any form.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you could note that in your footnote.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just sort of a, hey, this is the
Anyway.
best we could come up with.
I'm going to ask you a question that will pop your socks off. Stanley, $20 for a new American idiom.
That's not a thing. Pop, pop,
Uh,
pop.
Pop the
Knock,
socks off?
knock. It's
knock
not.
your socks off. Sorry. I'm going to knock your socks off.
Okay.
Who put the tenure together?
Tibetan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bhutan. Who are we translating right here?
Bhutan is who we're translating.
So the guy who put the book in the tenure wants to call it Tindin.
Well,
Come on. Give him a break.
no, it's not true. It's not true because I just jumped back to what we did last term from Geshe, Yeshe, Wangchuk. So this is from Geshe, Yeshe, Wangchuk, who spread out all the books on the floor of a warehouse. So he's also, but he's.
I would make a note that according to to the best of our knowledge, the longer one is not called Tindin. Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. So in answer to my assignment, then the first of these two is my bibliography entry. And I can go back to Dharmotara here.
Okay, good. So you want me to check your S29?
Correct.
Okay, here I go. A period after the ampersand.
Okay.
Quotation marks around ascertaining accurate perception. And that's a standard. That's a mixed nut standard. Technically the Chicago Manual Style would tell you to take it out of italics. But that's confusing for readers. Okay. When you're quoting a book in a book title, technically you italicize the whole title and unitalicize the book within the title. But I find it confusing. And so this is our standard. Okay. I assume there's a dot under the T in Tika.
Yeah, there is.
T. Okay.
But before that, there's something, Geshe.
Sorry?
The parentheses around the Sanskrit should also be in italics.
That's true. I think that's my standard, yeah. And they don't have to be italicized before Tib.
Correct, yeah.
And then there's a big question. Yeah.
Well, a couple more things. I don't think you have to capitalize del. Okay.
Okay.
It's not really, it's just a commentary. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. But isn't that what makes it the name of this? Oh, this book is called yeah, okay. But what's the name of this book then? It's not Ascertaining Accurate Perception.
Yeah, but that's not that.
Okay.
That doesn't require capitalizing. That doesn't necessitate capitalizing the G and Dro. Yeah. Okay. Tibetan translation and I don't use the line numbers on the page numbers.
Okay. You sometimes.
I never do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
The Tohoku does.
Okay.
And God bless them for their hard work. I wonder what happened to those guys because they did that work just before World War II. They probably died on an aircraft carrier somewhere. The rest looks good to me. Do you see anything, Utpala? And God bless you for making a really correct. I haven't tried.
There's one thing. Sorry.
He's not handsome enough?
No, he's plenty handsome. It's the dash between in a range or series. You do not use a dash, you use an end dash.
You mean the page number range?
The folio range, yeah. So any range in dates, in a folio range. That's to distinguish, because some catalog numbers will have a dash and a number. So it's not a range of numbers. It's it's a distinction. So here we're talking range. So there's no question in anyone's mind.
How do you make
an
it?
index?
Oh, you go Option dash on a Mac keyboard. There.
Okay, God bless. Do you want me to check S30?
Well, what I would like to do, and yeah, I mean, already I know there are a couple things that I have to fix in S30. So let's do S30. But the other one that I owe you, actually, I would like to see, because I have more questions, and I don't know if I want to monopolize all of our time like this. Can I go back and correct some of these and then ask you for another one in the next class?
Why don't we do like 10 minutes in each class? Because this is a good use of time, but not a good use of the whole time.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, great. That's great. I'm going to ask you another bibliography entry question then next class. I already have one waiting for you. I'm going to buff it up based on your help from this one.
Good. And by the way, there's no reason why Grandpa should have to do the bibliography stuff. And, I could be correcting the meaning of the text if 2 or 3 of you could learn to make bibliography entries. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Boy, that took a lot of time. I'm sorry for having.
And it's something I've wanted us to do for a long, long time. And it's time, because you guys have to take some weight off of me. I can't correct the translations if I'm working on bibliographies all day,
Mm-hmm.
So
it took me about a really long time to correct the bibliography in the last text. A really long time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not going to be perfect for 2 or 3 years, but let's start.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay. Mr. Kramer, you want to? I'm going to go to your text.
Yeah.
All right. Where is your text?
Where am I? Where is any of us?
Here we go. Okay, so you finished your translation part.
Boy, their homework's going to be weird next class. How do you make an end dash?
How do you make an end dash? Okay, so I'm going to skip to here. Okay, this is what's happening. We ended your last term with a mention of Chapachukyi Senge, who's an early Sakya logic scholar. And he holds a special place in the Gelugpa tradition. They refer to him frequently, but with mixed feelings. Okay, so I thought, Ben, if you're going to do this book, you should know Chapachukyi Senge, because in the debate ground in the Gelugpa monastery, they don't really understand who he was or what he did or anything about his life. So there are a few scholars who predate Tsongkhapa who are important in our lineage, and they're important enough to include their books in the database. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Chapachukyi Senge is one of them.
Yeah.
300 years before Tsongkhapa. So he's not going to be in our database, except I think we should put him in because he's so important for our lineage. And in the Vinaya, for example, Tsonawa was 200 years before Tsongkhapa, but I included his Vinaya works in the database because he's so essential for the Gelugpa lineage. So, although he's Kagyu. So the database is, and I'm jealously guarding the database. I don't let bad books into the database. And if any of you, after I'm gone, puts a bad book in the database, I hereby curse you forever. Okay. So Chapa is somebody who does deserve to get into our database. And so I thought you might like to know some of his life story because it's he who created the Dura. Okay.
Right. And then did we find his Dora? That was a question we asked last term,
I
right?
got it for you right here.
Hey, cool.
Somebody started to translate. I think you translated the first sentence. So we're going to read his life story from Mingzi. Mingzi means the treasury of names.
Mm.
And it's a great, great place for short biographies. Okay. It's not, Chapachuki Sengi doesn't warrant a full 500-page biography in your appendix, but he deserves 4 or 5-page biography. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So if you want such a biography of any teacher, go to Mingzi. And there's another one called Sheje Ternze. Okay. There's 2 sources which have excellent 2-page biographies of people. Okay. Got it?
Yeah.
So let's read this together. By the way, as you mentioned in your footnote of your translation, and you did a good job on that footnote, it could be Chawa, it could be Chapa, it could be PHYA, it could be CHA, it could be Wa, it could be Pa. Many, many variations, okay? His given name is Chuki Senge. What's it mean?
The Lion of the Dharma.
Lion of the Dharma. And Chapa is, I assume, a place name like Village of Oak Creek or something. I'm not sure.
Like,
you can,
but not like it.
by the way, place names like that are more available online than ever before because of, I don't know, satellites and stuff. Okay. All right. So please read first sentence.
Kong ni rab chung ni pa sa mo lang lo te chi lo lor 1109.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we should say Sure. We're going to take that from down there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now there's a lot to learn here. And I'm going to wipe out this English here because it's wrong. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe it out. Okay. Rabchung Nipa. You guys have to know the idea of Rabchung. Anybody know?
Someone who's left the home life.
Yeah, it looks like that, doesn't it? Rabchung is a calendrical term, and it refers to a 60-year cycle of elements and animals.
Mm.
Okay. So there's 5 elements. There's 12 animals, and Tibetans use that system for calendar references. Okay, and so I'm going to show you how to navigate, and it's good for all of you if you are translating a biography. And what this says is he was born in the bull or cow year long. Okay, he was born in the bull year Langlo of the earth element Sa.
Yeah.
And earth element, the elements are doubled every other year. You see, so like 2021 will be a Sa year, an earth year, and 2022 will also be an earth year.
Okay.
The first earth year is called Sapo.
The daddy.
Yeah, and the second earth year is called Samo.
Okay.
So this is the second earth year relating to the cow, okay? In the second cycle of 60 years in Tibetan historical calendrical system, okay? So he was born, Kuchung, honorific. His holy body was produced, Kuchung, in the cow or the bull year of the second earth cycle part of the second major cycle of 60 years. Okay. Where do you go to check what Western year that is?
See,
where and sick.
The end.
End. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop sharing and we're gonna go to Gopher again, okay? Here's Gopher. Can you guys see my Gopher okay?
Yes.
Oh, I should go
Yeah.
route to my my
Make
host.
it- Make your life easier. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. I learned something today. Okay, got it. So we're gonna go to SIG, okay, which is here, and I already have it marked here. Okay, so the search field is the Great Tibetan Dictionary, the Great Dictionary. And by the way, Joel, these are the fields that are default for me. I need all these fields. I cannot stop and define a field over and over again. These are the common fields that I need to use. There's probably 20 or something. I need this format of a list for my fields. And it's not Kangir, Tengir, Sumbum. I need about 20 fields to work effectively. And I need to switch out fields if I want to quickly. So I'm going to the Great Dictionary, right? Let me shrink this thing a little bit. I hope it works. Yay. Okay, so I'm in the Great Dictionary and I want to search for, I'm going to search for 1109 and show you where it came from. Okay, here we go. Now, keep your mind down here, Joel. I need to see what file I'm in within the dictionary. I have divided the dictionary into the letters of the alphabet. Okay, so this T means I'm in the ta. I'm in the T's in the dictionary, okay? Which I don't want to be in. Where do I want to be, you guys?
Law? I don't know.
I want to be in YRS.
Oh.
Which means years, okay? And I set it up that way 30 years ago, okay? And this 1109 happens to be a page number of the original dictionary. It's not what I want. Next match, 1109. I'm in where? Down here, YRS. I hit the years section of the dictionary. This dictionary has a brilliant calendar at the end by year. Now, look at this number after the 1109. What's that?
2.
Yeah, that's the 60-year cycle.
Oh,
Okay, that's the 60-year cycle. All right, got it?
kind of.
And it does happen to be the Earth Bull. Okay, and there's a look at 1108.
How many? I'm sorry, the 60-year cycle. Maybe I didn't understand that. There are how many?
Every 60 years, there's another one.
The whole thing starts over every 60 years.
Yep.
Okay.
Starting around.
Wait, we're getting there. It's a great question. It's an excellent question, Nick, and I'm going there immediately.
Okay.
But I want to point out that 1108 was the Earth bird year. So see, 1108 was an Earth year, and 1109 was an Earth year. So which one is male? Which one is female?
Oh, the first one is the boy, apparently.
Yeah, in a patronymic society. Okay, patrilineal. Yeah. So look, 2 Earth years, and to get a year, you combine an element with an animal, and you always repeat the element twice. Okay, in 2 successive years. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this 1109 is indeed the Earth female, the female Earth bull year. Okay, got it?
Cool.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Nick asked a question, when did this 60-year cycle start? Let's go back in history until we see a 1, Nick. There's where it ended in 1087. So we're going to look around 1027.
Right. We would think.
Should be around 1027.
Yeah. And what the heck happened in 1027?
Well, sometimes nothing happened.
Well, right. But I mean, why?
Oh, yeah, there's an explanation here. Okay.
Yeah.
In 1027, the Rabchung Dumbo, they spell it out. They don't put one, they spell it out. That was the beginning of the first 60-year cycle, was in 1027. It happened to be an Earth rabbit year, was decided to be the first of all years. Okay. And
There's no year before then?
Nope.
well, there is a year, but it's not considered rupture. It's not the 60-year cycle system right here. Sorry, where's that? Well, anyway, the system started here. Okay, the system started here. I thought he had a. Oh, and by the way, it started with the introduction of the Kalachakra Tantra. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. It's very interesting. And by the way, Naropa misspelled shake passed on in the same year. Okay. These are the times. Anyway, those are the major events of 1027. It's a beautiful, beautiful, amazing dictionary. The author, one of the main authors, is still alive. He's very old. He's in New York City. Be worth it just to meet him, you know. So anyway, there you go. Now you can translate this sentence correctly. Okay, you guys okay? What by the way, what year does it go up to?
Doesn't it just keep repeating? I mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying this particular, it stops in 1949.
Sorry.
And 1949 was the 16th 60-year cycle. Okay, cool. So the Kalachakra is closely related to the planets and the stars and astrology. Okay, and new systems. Okay, cool. Now you understand the calendrical system a little bit. So here we go.
We're well over time, Geshe.
Okay, but we promised Ben an extra 10 minutes, I think. Give me 2 more minutes. He was born in the second cycle of 60 years. Kong means he. And it even in colloquial nowadays. He was born in the second cycle in the female earth year of the bull, okay? Which corresponds to, what's chi mean, you guys?
Like the ladder system in this case, or
nope, it's chi and it's not chi.
General.
Yeah, chi che dog. So they don't say AD. They don't say the year of our Lord. The Tibetan authors in modern times, they say world year. You see, general world year, global year, 1109. Okay. Which is technically after Jesus, but they don't say that. They call it general year, okay, that the world generally accepts nowadays, okay. Lo means Lola. In that year, he was born, okay.
Yes.
So you got lots of stuff for your homework, Ben. You got a whole sentence.
Yeah, I do. I'll come up with something.
Okay, we're gonna stop there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, boss.
And I'm very happy that we spent the time on bibliographies.
Great.
I think it's time for you guys to take some of the responsibility for those, and it would help me a lot. It would be a tremendous help for me, you know. So.
Great.
I have a time shortage. I can see the other end. I need to use every moment of my time. So, okay. All right.
Thank you, Geshe, Michael.
Thank you, boss. Sashi, boss.
Sashimi.
Okay,
Sashimi.
well, hey, everybody, stick around for words Q&A coming up right now. And This time I'm not kidding. You really do get to ask all your hardest questions.
Hey, and I'll give $50 to anyone who can stump word.